welcome to my channel. I'm Anne and today I'm going to be bringing you my April and May book haul. So April and May, there is a lot of books and I didn't realize how many there were until I see the piles. April was a little bit of a high spending month on book buying for me, mainly because I went to a book event and I knew I was going to be buying a lot of books. Quite a few of them I did pre-order, so I didn't actually spend a lot. And then for May, it was my birthday, so I got a lot of gifts from friends, which I'm truly grateful for. So I'm just going to go through all of the books, and hopefully I'm not going to go too in-depth with these books, and I'll just kind of fly through them a little bit as we go through. So starting with April, we have quite a few and it's insane sitting here and realizing, but the first two that I have is Butcher and Blackbird and Scythe and Sparrow by Brynne Weaver. So I bought these because I read this as a library book and this is an ebook, and I wanted physical copies, especially because I have Leather and Lark as physical copies, so I wanted to pick these up. This is a dark romance, serial killer's romance. This is following three brothers, so book one is following Rowan, book two is following oh my god, what's his name? Anyway, and book three is following Fionn. Lachlan. I think that's his name. But we're following these, so I definitely wanted my own physical copies so I can read and reread and annotate. So the next one is Forgiving Darkness by Kat Sirota. This is one that I bought at the book event, Ages of Pages. It was lovely to meet Kat. She is an NZ indie author, so it was very exciting to get to this one. This is a dark fantasy romance and I've already read it and it is signed, which is great, so I'm very happy to have this on my shelf. Then we have Eye Candy by Esme Brett. This is a contemporary romance following a burlesque dancer and someone who is very wealthy, and we're following their romance. I've read some books from Esme before. I've read Heart Eyes by Esme and I'm really excited. This is another one that I got from Ages of Pages and I'm very excited to check this one out. I've heard nothing but great things about this one. Then we have Behind the Mask. I won this in a giveaway. It is an anthology of a bunch of authors who were at Ages of Pages last year, and I'm very excited to check this out and read some of the authors that are in here. Because it'll be my first time reading some of their books. So we've got Jay Shaw, Joanna M. Ray, Sophia Aves, Cole J. Powell, V. Summers, Hope Malone and Sue Carpenter. So I'm very excited to read this one. Then we have Love in the City by Jen Morris. This is her debut novel, I'm pretty sure, and I'm very excited to read this. We've got some covers, bookmarks in here. They are signed. This is the only series of Jen Morris that I haven't read, but I'm very intrigued about this one. And I also picked up the Forbidden on Fruit Sheet series by Jen Morris too. So I read this one on KU, I read this one as an ARC, and I read book 3 as an ARC. I love all of these. They are forbidden romances with age gaps and I love them, and I'm very excited to own physical copies and have them so I can reread and annotate when I want. Then I have a Dark Dawn, Pale Moon Rises and His Solstice Angel by Shay Torrell. This is another series that I've already read and loved. I read this one, beta read this one, and I just recently read this one, so very happy to own all of these, and they are signed by the author. Again, met them at Ages of Pages, which was amazing. Another author that I met at Ages of Pages was Angela Day. This is a contemporary romance about an older female who is learning to forgive herself, and that's all I really know about it. It sounded really good from the author, so I definitely had to check it out. And it is it signed? Maybe it's not signed. Oh, it is signed by the author. So I'm very excited to check this one out. Then we have, I've got so many books and I'm trying to fly through them. Allegra Hall. I read A Wolf in the Garden by Allegra Hall on audio, obsessed with it. So happy to finally own physical copies so I can reread and annotate. It is signed. And it was so lovely meeting Allegra. I literally ran to her table when I first got in, and also Howl, which is the prequel novel of A Wolf in the Garden, because we're following the parents of, oh my god, what's his name? Van in this one. Bronte and his dad. I can't remember, but I'm very intrigued to read this one. Very excited. Then I got gifted Gleam by Raven Kennedy by the wonderful Brie, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why I don't have the note, but this was gifted to me by Brie, so massive thank you to Brie in the month of April. She absolutely spoiled me. Then we have Of Dresses and Dragons and Cities of Cloud and Earth 5th class by AJ and Dove. AJ and Dove is now one of my clients for my PA work, but I bought these at Ages of Pages before we even decided to work together, and I really love this. This is a dystopian. It is signed, and also so is this one, but this is a fantasy romance, and I've already read this and loved it, and I'm very excited to continue with the series and then pick up this one and give it a try, because I've been in my dystopian era for quite a while now. Then I picked up this really cool one. So this is Wicked Pursuits and Divine Intervention. So this is a collaboration with two authors. So we've got Katie Robert and R.M. Virtues, and it is following it's basically a duology, and how it works is you read one, flip it over, read the other one, and it kind of all interconnects, which I thought was really, really cool. So Wicked Pursuits is a welcome to the Black Rose auction, where every sin can be yours for a price. For 3 days, the doors open in Lux's new estate are thrown wide for anyone with a taste for the obscenely rich, the ultra exclusive, and the once-in-a-lifetime thrill of the forbidden, where nothing is off the table and everything and everyone can be held for the taking. So then Wicked Pursuits is a Little Red Riding Hood remix. A mob princess with a taste for doing things she shouldn't acquires a stalker who will kill anyone who touches what's his. And then Divine Intervention is a Goldilocks remix. A witch must work with her ex's father, who she betrayed, and an angel to steal a magical chalice from the auction floor. So it's basically set in this sort of the Black Rose auction, and I'm very intrigued by this one. Then we have Untraced Magic by Rachel Scott. This is a paranormal romance, which I'm very, very excited about. I've heard that it is very Twilight coded, and I got some stuff in here. It is also signed by the author, and I'm very, very intrigued and excited to read this one. I cannot wait, because I've heard amazing things about this. Just about time that I pick it up. Then we have In the Cover of Darkness by Kay Wish. This is a dark romance, from what I remember, and I know it explores some really hard themes, so I'm very excited to check this one out. I've heard amazing things about this whole trilogy, so I'm very excited to check this one out. Kay Wish was beautiful and lovely to meet, and I'm very, very excited to check this one out and read it. I've had it on my Kindle for a while, but now is the time that I finally pick it up because I own the physical copy. Then I have from the wonderful Cleo Brown, Rhodey and August, book 1 in the Devil Rose MC book 1, and then this is a Tomb Security and Devil Rose Motorcycle Club crossover. So this is book 1, where we're following our characters Tuesday and Rhodey and their relationship, and then we're following Tuesday's brother in this one. And I loved Rhodey. I read it and I was immediately obsessed with it, so I had to pick up book 1 so I could reread and annotate, and then read book 2 after that. So I'm very, very excited to check these ones out. These are signed by the author as well, and yeah, it was great meeting Cleo, and I'm very excited to continue with this series. Then we have Sea of Evil and Desire by J. Strelou. This was gifted to me in a PR box that I received from the author, which was absolutely amazing. I loved it so much. There's some stuff in here. This t-shirt that I'm wearing actually was included in that as well. And it is also signed by the author. So I was very happy to receive this one. So this is a dark fantasy romance following mermaids and sirens, and it was great and I loved it. So very excited with that one and having it on my shelf. Then we have the Pacific Passions Omnibus, which is books 1 to 3. I've read book 3 already in preparation for a interview that I'm doing with the author, and it is signed. I met Courtney Clark Michaels at Ages of Pages and it was just so lovely to meet her. But this is a contemporary romance story following these royals from Pacific Island. So, one island kingdom, 3 royal siblings, 3 stories about finding love in the most unexpected places. I loved book 3, so I'm very excited to check out book 2 and book number 1, but it was great. And yeah, I'm very excited to have this omnibus on my shelves. And then the last one that I picked up in the month of April is The 7-Year Slip. This is one that I loved last year. I read it in my Reading 2023's best books or something. I'll link it up above and down below if you want to check it out, but I had to own this one just because it was one of my favorite books of that year, and I just haven't had a physical copy, so I want to be able to reread and annotate as I go through. So that is a lot of the books that I bought in the month of April, and now we're going into May, which was a lot of gifts, which I cannot thank anyone enough for the gifts that another one in April was Storms of Change, gifted to me by Zoe J. She gave this to us at Ages of Pages because we supported her and she was very happy with the event, so she just came around and kind of gave us one, which was very sweet. I've already read this very short story and it was great. I really enjoyed it. So that is everything in the month of April. Most of those I did by myself, but I knew April was going to be a high spending month with my books. But now going into my birthday gifts. I'm pretty sure all of these are gifts apart from a few. Oh, there's another one up there. So a lot of these were gifted to me. A few of them I did buy for myself, but the first 2 that I want to talk about is Gild and Glint by Reagan Kennedy, book 1 and book 2 in the Plated Prisoner series. I've already read these, but wonderful friends Pashi and Kels gave this to me, so massive thank you to those for gifting these to me to match my book number 3. But I'm very excited to read these again and annotate them and continue with this series. Then my beautiful friend Rosie gifted me When Death Called Life Home by Zoe J. Breyer. I am acknowledged in this book, so she decided that she was going to buy me the books that I was acknowledged in, and Zoe put a beautiful message in there. I cannot thank Rosie enough for this one. This is a really truly special gift for me. This is one of my favorite books, and I am so glad that I own this and have it on my shelf. And going on from there, the beautiful Zoe gifted me an ARC copy of When Fear Danced with Courage, which was going to be coming out in June 13th. So if you want a fantasy story where we're following separate couples with a lot of heart, a lot of love, a lot of humor, and just so much good vibes, then you definitely should check out this series. She is an NZ indie author and she deserves all of the love, and she absolutely spoiled me with gifting me an ARC copy of her book too. Then going into another ARC, a wonderful friend of mine gifted me Blood Moon Bride by Demet Devaroren. No idea if I'm pronouncing that, but I'm very excited. It's a YA fantasy and it seemed really intriguing, and I've been meaning to pick up more diverse reads. So massive thank you to the friend who gifted this ARC copy to me. They also gifted me the ARC of The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillick, which I'm very excited about, and cannot believe that I have an ARC of this, and I know a lot of people are jealous of me right now, but I cannot wait to pick this one up. So massive thank you to the person who gifted me both of these ARCs. I truly appreciate you. I don't know if you're going to watch this, but if you are, I love you and I appreciate you. Then we have an amazing gift which was gifted to me by the wonderful Erin. So she gave me a signed edition of Fourth Wing, including a tote bag from the Fourth Wing event that happened in New Zealand, and some chocolate, which is delicious. But this is really special because it is signed by the author, so I cannot thank Erin enough. You truly are a wonderful friend and I cannot thank you enough. This is a wonderful present. And she also gave me a damaged copy of Firebird by Juliet Cross. There was a little bit of a rip in the dust jacket, so she gifted me this one because she got a replacement, but this is absolutely stunning. So massive thank you to Erin for giving me this one. I'm very excited to check it out. Yeah. Then I got Reckless from the wonderful Bessie, so massive thank you to Bessie for continuing adding these series to my shelves. I do have book 1 that I definitely need to get to at some point, so massive thank you to Bessie for gifting me a book 2 in the Powerless series. I'm very intrigued by this one, and now that I have book 2 on my shelf, I definitely need to pick it up sometime soon. Then when I went to Auckland, I decided to go to Chapter Tea and Books, and I picked up signed editions of Shades of Smoke and Shadows and Dreams of Debts and Duties, which is the Crooked Crowns series. Eric read this, beta read this, and I'm currently beta reading book 3, and I cannot believe that I have finally got signed editions from the wonderful Celia. We did an interview with her on the podcast, so it was just very special that I get to own these because I have a wonderful relationship with Celia, and I'm just so happy to have these on my shelf because I've been meaning to have them on my shelf for such a long time. On that note as well, I also picked up By the Orchid and the Owl by Marie Montoya. I read this last year, loved it, and I'm very happy to have this one on my shelf as well. And yeah, I'm so happy that I own this one. It is a great fantasy romance series, and I cannot wait to own book 2 and continue with this series because it is one of my absolute favorites. And then this is not organized in any way. Another one that I picked up at Chapters Tea and Books was House of Cloak and Daggers by Lauren Little. This is a series that I've been meaning to pick up. I have it on my Kindle, but I couldn't pass up a signed edition on the bookshelf. So yeah, I'm very, very excited with this one. As you can see, it's signed, and I can't wait to read this and hopefully get Lauren on the podcast so we can interview her. But yeah, very happy with these purchases. All indie reads, 3 of them are signed out of the 4, which is exciting, and all books that I loved apart from this one because I haven't read it yet, but we're getting there. Then I want to say a massive thank you to the wonderful Maddie. I love you. I cannot believe that you spent this much money on me and gifted me these, but we got the Mime Order by Samantha Shannon. Maddie obviously knew that I was currently in the middle of reading the Bone Season series, and I had to have book 2, which I'm so excited about, and these editions are stunning. She also gifted me A Language of Dragons by S.F. Williamson. I've heard amazing things about this again, and I've been on a dragon kick lately, so I'm very excited to read this one. I didn't think this is a fantasy romance. I don't know if it is or not, but it is a historical fantasy with dragons. What more can you ask for? Then the wonderful Brie bought me, Brie Cheese and Reads, this different Brie, bought me Legendborn for my birthday by Tracy Dion. I've read this one. I need to continue with the series, but I'm happy that I own this one now. I read this many, many years ago. Really enjoyed it and really want to continue. And she snuck this into the package when I bought Vows and Ruins from her by Helen Schurer. I know I'm going to love this series. I already own Blood and Steel, so I had to pick this one up because it is a indie paperback, and I'm very, very excited to continue read the Legend of Thesmar series. So massive thank you to Brie, aka Cheese and Reads. I love you, and thank you so much for spoiling me. Speaking of another person who decided to absolutely spoil me for my birthday, but she got me, Brie, I love you. You spoilt me. You put a lot of these books on my shelves, And a lot of these books I'm reading because of you, but thank you so much. She got me Six Scorched Roses by Carissa Broadbent and Slaying the Vampire Conqueror by Carissa Broadbent. So these are part of the Crowns of Neaxia series. I've already read this one. I haven't read this one yet, but I am very excited to continue with the series. So massive thank you to Brie for gifting me these. I love you. And then she also gifted me Muscles and Monsters by Ashley Bennett. I listened to this on audio and it was so fun. It is a werewolf and human story, and I cannot wait to own this one and have it on my shelves and reread it when I want. And then she also gifted me Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Mass. I'm very excited to read this one. This is a reverse harem with Greek mythology, as you can tell from Hercules. I love Greek mythology, so I definitely need to be doing a mythology vlog at some point, but I'm very excited about this one. I've heard really great things, especially from Clara May, and I'm very excited to read this one because it is beautiful. And I forgot to mention that the wonderful Rosie also got me Chocolate Whispers by KB Brooks. This is another book that I am acknowledged in and it is signed, and she called me one of her favorite bookstagrammers, which I thought was really sweet. So yeah, I'm acknowledged in this one, and Rosie added this to my gift for my birthday. So again, another massive thank you to Rosie. And then my partner decided to spoil me as well for my birthday and let me go on a little bit of a spree. So I picked up Daughter of the Drowned Empire. This is one by Frankie Diane Malice. This is one that I've been meaning to pick up for a long time, and I'm very intrigued by it. So I definitely wanted to pick it up, and I've heard great things about it. So yeah, hopefully I can get to pick it up soon. I also picked up Immortal Dark by Tigist Girma. This is a vampire dark academia story, and I'm very intrigued. I love myself some vampires, so I'm very happy and excited to get to this one and finally pick it up. And then I picked up Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. I've heard, again, amazing things about this. This is one of Brie's favorite books, so I have to read it as a co-host of our podcast. I just have to support her favorite books. And then I also picked up Heavenly Bodies by Imani Iru. When this was indie, I heard amazing things about it, and I was hoping to get to it before it was trad published, but it ended up being trad published, and it is fantasy romance involving celestial things. So I'm very intrigued and excited to get to this one. But I think that's everything that I hold in the month of April and May. I know this is a lot, but many of these were gifts. So massive thank you to everyone I have already mentioned in this video. Massive thank you to everyone who gifted me these books, and yeah, massive thank you to the authors who spent time with us at Ages of Pages. It truly meant a lot to me. So if you like this video, make sure to give it a like, comment down below what you bought in the month of April and May, and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Bye!